If someone has been rejected, what is the first thing they should do? How should they kind of process it?
It's a really good question because it's so complex, isn't it? And of course, this happens in one singular moment. So our emotions are heightened. There might be anger, there might be upset, all sorts of things. And yet we have to try and help ourselves and raise the next generation to be able to process that moment. So I've got some ideas which I'll just share in the hope that they might be helpful. So basically, resilience begins with reframing. So we're called rephrase for a reason. We want to rephrase the conversation. And in this context, we want to rephrase your thinking around rejection. What does it mean? So I would say a person's no is not a measurement of your worth. That's really important to take on board. So people reject opportunities, relationships, even themselves sometimes. But it's more about timing often, or emotional readiness, or preferences. It's not about your value and your worth. So I always say to the students I work with, whatever someone says to you or does to you, your value and your worth never change. So rejection or not, your value and your worth never change. Another thing to think about is attraction isn't a skill that you can improve or force. So we might try to control how others feel, but attraction is complex and it's rarely logical. So all we need to do is show up honestly, be authentic, and just be us. We are the best person for that job. And the rest really isn't up to us at that point. There's also this idea about a closed door. So a closed door protects you from the wrong story. Sometimes rejection saves you that energy and that heartbreak, or even a misalignment that would have surfaced later on. So a no is actually positive in the sense it's a form of clarity, even if it feels painful in the moment. There's also that need to build resilience after romantic rejection. And I think this fundamentally, we need to start by feeling it fully. You don't need to get over it instantly. It's going to hurt. And that disappointment is a sign that you cared. So it's natural to feel those feelings. So it's really important to let yourself grieve the connection that you'd hoped for. It's also really important to connect with other people. So in terms of, like, as humans, we crave interaction and our tribe. We want our people. So we are kind of wired to be in relationships. So when it comes to rejection, it can make you feel really isolated. So it's important to share your experiences with your friends or some supportive community. So that will remind you that you are not alone and you're still deeply valued. There's also the other side where you have to, I think, reconnect with yourself. So after a rejection, people often zoom in on their flaws, and it's very much about what's wrong with me and what can I change about me. And actually, we want to be thinking, what do you bring to the relationships you're in anyway? And what qualities do people appreciate about you? What are the great things about you that make you you? Sometimes reflection helps. So like, I know people that journal, or they go and do creative activities, or just spending time in nature can really help you reset your emotional compass. There's another element where I think we have to get better at practicing self-compassion, which as humans can be quite hard sometimes. I think we can be very self-critical. So I would suggest and recommend people go, instead of thinking what's wrong with me, think about it as, this hurts, but that's okay. Or thinking, I showed up and I was brave because I expressed my feelings. Or it might be, someone else will appreciate me for who I am. Because fundamentally, compassion fuels resilience far more than self-criticism ever could. So they are the key messages. And then I think in terms of the future outlook, keeping that door open to future possibility. Resilience isn't about pretending that you don't care. It's about believing that your story continues. So love is expansive. It's not scarce. Your experiences will shape you, but they will not define your future. So again, that kind of links to that growth mindset idea that actually setbacks don't stop the journey. They just shape it. And that may feel painful and uncomfortable, but it's shaping it. Okay. So that resilience grows when rejection is treated as temporary rather than that verdict.